Berthold Trenkel, COO of Qatar Tourism. Thank you very much indeed for joining us here at Economy Middle East. Could you tell us a little bit about the recent initiatives Qatar Tourism has been working on in order to increase the flow of tourists into the country?
So obviously 2022 was a milestone year for tourism. The FIFA World Cup was our springboard, and it helped to accelerate a lot of the preparations that the country had to do, whether it's like the infrastructure and the hotels, but also it accelerated the growth in the restaurant sector and the number of attractions. So it helped us, not to mention the publicity value, the billions of eyeballs that watched the tournament and put Qatar literally on the map. And we're already seeing good results from it. Q1 2023, we have achieved record numbers in terms of arrivals. By March 15, we surpassed 1 million visitors. And you have to compare this with 1.4 million visitors that came for the biggest sports event in the world. So we're well underway, capitalizing what 2022 brought us, but now riding this wave through 2023 and growing the tourism sector.
I see. And sustainability, how does Qatar Tourism approach sustainability, and how do you guarantee that whatever you do at Qatar Tourism is environmentally friendly with so many tourists coming into the country?
So there's two elements to it. One, again, the FIFA World Cup helped us because the World Cup was promoted and positioned as being sustainable, environmentally friendly. So that helped in the whole setup of what the country was doing. But now, specifically for the hotels, we actually have a number of initiatives underway, and we're working with an organization called EarthNA to accelerate that through the hospitality sector. There's a lot of things still to do, and there's a lot of opportunities. So we're just starting, I would say, and there's much more to be done. But your point, I think, is right. A lot of the travelers or tourists today are actually asking the question around sustainability. They look for certified hotels that have a sustainability program, and that is something we will have to take to heart, and we will be promoting it as tourism. And there, the regulatory angle helps us because we are doing the classification, we're doing the licensing of the hotels. So if you want, we have a little bit of soft power that we can lean on and push the whole industry into the right direction.
And how is Qatar using technology in order to enhance its tourism sector? And what are some initiatives or new ideas that you've put into place?
So when you talk about technology, there's like two things that come to mind. One, of course, is our total digital ecosystem. If you think about the website, think about the mobile app that tourism has, but also now you might have heard about the Hayya app, which is the visa platform that gives those countries that need a visa to come to Qatar and to make that whole process digital, so you don't have to go apply anywhere in an office or go to an embassy, etc. So that's the basic thing. The second one, we're in the process of launching a new B2B marketplace that will connect all the local attractions where you normally have to make a booking for an experience or buy a ticket to also be online available, so people can book these experiences on the platform of their choice, because there's a myriad of platforms out there. If you think about buying an experience on TripAdvisor, Get Your Guide, Viator, Klook, or whatever. So enabling the sector, moving them into this platform will also help us to make it easier for people to access any of the experiences in Qatar. So that's kind of the phase 2 evolution. With that comes a lot of education for all these players in the sector and trying to help them to level up their digital competency, but help them with the platform so we can easily support them.
As you said, World Cup was a big thing, but how and what are some of the strategies that you're implementing to make sure tourists keep on coming to Qatar, and how do you keep it more exciting for the new people that are coming in?
So two things, if you boil down our strategy, we're linked to the world's best airline, Qatar Airways, and was the world's best airport. Now it's the second best airport in the world. So leveraging this asset, Qatar Airways probably this year will have in excess of 40 million passengers flying on Qatar Airways. All these passengers fly through Hamad International Airport. So stopover is a core pillar of our strategy. How do we get more people out from their flight and actually visit Qatar, whether that's for 2-3 nights? Second one is how do we grow the point-to-point traffic? Now, point-to-point comes in different variations. One is the regional traffic, which is GCC, and the GCC has bounced back. We will be bigger than ever in the history of the country this year. Just to put it into numbers, during the Eid celebration, so that's last week, we had over 100,000 cars coming through the land border to visit Qatar. So growing the regional traffic is one thing. Second is to get more point-to-point traffic from probably Europe, Eastern Europe. We've also started this year, the first time ever in the history of the state of Qatar, charter flights. So growing the charter business is important. And the third one, which is very important, is the cruise business. We've just concluded a very short cruise season because during the World Cup, we were not allowed to operate the cruise ships. So we could only start at the end of December. So growing the cruise business and bringing people to actually start their journey and finish their journey in Qatar is a game changer for us. And we've made that shift that more and more people, when they think cruise, they think Doha.
Wonderful. And I'll end it all by asking you, what does the future of tourism look like in Qatar?
So for us, very important is it's not just a numbers game. We don't want 20 million, 30 million visitors, etc., because it's about the experience. So growing quality tourism, growing sustainable tourism, growing in tourism that actually provides an experience, because no one likes to read the headlines about some of the cities that have moved into over-tourism, and therefore it's impacting your own vacation. That's important. Equally, Qatar is set on positioning itself as a family destination. And I think we've shown during the FIFA World Cup that Qatar can pull off not only a big event, but make it a family-friendly experience. That's the space we're playing in. That's the space we're competing. And that's a differentiator against our regional competition. So for us, cornering that market, growing it nicely, but giving you a good experience, giving you a valuable experience is what Qatar is about.
Well, thank you very much indeed. And thank you for joining us here at Economy Middle East.